The breakfast is going to be from 7:45 to 8:30, and then for the lunch, it's going to be 11 to 12:30. And of course, these are somewhat tentative still, as the application has not technically been accepted yet, but it's in the process of being sent into TDA.
What are zingy fries?
Zingy fries, that's just a fun word for seasoned fries.
Got it.
Does anybody have any comments about the menu? Anything about entrees, anything like that? Anything you'd like to see? Any feedback you've heard from the students?
I know the teachers, I don't know if y'all can do this, it's probably showing my age, but you used to have the cowboy bread.
Oh,
See? I don't know if
I am unaware of what cowboy bread is.
Me
The
too,
school-
and I'm his age.
the school system used to serve that at breakfast, the cowboy bread.
Does that have gravy, maybe? Is it bread with like gravy on it?
No.
It's like a sweet bread,
Oh,
like a
okay.
cake.
Okay. No, I'm not aware of that. So.
It's probably before all of the new guidelines. And
Probably.
stipulations.
Probably.
There are a lot of regulations now that were not there before.
Okay. All right.
Anybody else?
Just, this is the start date and the end date on here, right?
That
So-
is, the start date there is gonna be for the report that I pulled to pull this menu.
Oh, okay.
So that's
But
not
so
gonna be for the
when-
program, that's
So
gonna
when
be
does
for.
the program
The program
start?
starts June 1st and then it ends June 30th.
June 1st.
Did you say June 1st to?
June 1st to the 30th. Or-
June 30th.
Yeah. I had to do the little song in my head to see if there were 31 days.
Okay.
All right, well, any questions? No? No? All right, I'd like to thank everyone for their time today and looking at the menus for the students of PISD. We at SFE are committed to providing fun, quality, and nutrient-rich meals to students, and we thank you for your help in providing specific feedback and what we can do to continually improve our offerings for PISD.
If parents or students do have concerns about the menu or questions,
Sure.
is there a number they can reach?
They can call me directly.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have the information on the school website as far as my name and contact information on
Okay.
there, so.
Okay.
And I'm always open for questions.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have Monica Nunez, the health teacher with Ash, to go over the health class textbook. Due to the new House bill, we are going over our health education and human sexuality education.
Okay, so I just read them out. Okay, so my name's Monica Nunez, and I teach health at the ASH program. And the book that we're talking about today is the Glencoe Health book by McGraw-Hill. And that's the one that I felt was a good book that we're trying to adopt. The McGraw-Hill book states that it provides age-appropriate health content which allows students to practice and apply essential skills for achieving optimal health and wellness in a variety of situations. And the book, what I liked about the book, the scope and sequence, it's 100% aligned with the TEKS and the ELPS. Content accuracy, the content focuses on 10 critical health skills that align with the national health standards. They focus on topics that teens can relate to, such as refusal skills, decision-making, goal setting. They are straightforward, and I don't notice any bias in the text. They don't push the human sexuality content, and they allow the district to decide if they want to include it in their content. Instructional design. The book has virtual choices that you can use, so it's real friendly, student-friendly as far as teachers assigning assignments to do at home. Facts and vocabulary, thinking critically, applying health skills, writing critically, fitness zone activities, So it does give you like fitness activities that you can do in the classroom to get them moving. Digital resources for students, so we know that students like to use their cell phones, so they can have it on their cell phone as well. You can assign assignments through their cell phone. An interactive ebook, so students can use with the phone, and no Wi-Fi is needed. So you can assign, especially like if students, in our case, are homebound or end up, well, when we had COVID, so. The teacher has multiple resources. We can have, it already provides PowerPoints, videos to use lessons, availability to add content to lessons, so we can add our own things to it. We can put YouTube videos, current events that are going on, articles. We can also attach it to our Google Classroom. We use Google Classroom a lot. Assessments can be created and modified. The lessons include lesson review, lesson check, and lesson quizzes as well. Teachers can accommodate for any classroom, whether it's a traditional classroom or digital, which we ended up having to do before. Text clarity, does a textbook contain a structured, clear, and logical progression? It does. The table of contents is divided into 28 modules, so there's 28 sections in the book. The modules start out with the importance of health and progresses to intense topics that teens face daily, such as emotional, mental health, risk factors. The sections are defined and they're real easy to read. The vocabulary is bolded and highlighted, so that helps them to understand the content. Accessibility and inclusive design. There's a Spanish version available also, so if the student is an EL student, it can help them and the parent as well. The text and images meet the diverse learners. They use a lot of diagrams, labeling, bold text, bullets, stress points, color, and the font is easy to read. When I was going through the book, like I said, there's 28 modules. Some of the modules talked about abstinence, risk behaviors, and I'm trying to relate as far as like what our kids go through with high school. So the risk behaviors and abstinence I thought was really good. They need to hear depression, suicide, reproductive systems, the life cycle, and STDs, but it also covers a lot of other topics as far as mental and emotional health, relationships, the body systems, tobacco, alcohol, communicable, non-communicable diseases, first aid, and then community involvement. So like I said, I mean, the book to me is a really good book. It's updated, has a lot of information that the kids can relate to. The online stuff, I think if they're using that or on their phone, they're gonna be more, being able to interact with the lesson. So, do y'all have any questions as far as what else the book contains?
It starts next year. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
That's for next year?
Well, they're trying to adopt, are they trying to adopt the book to, because we haven't had a new health book in a while.
Yes, it is, we're looking at adopting the book, but we want to get the approval also from SHAC, so it can go before the board also with this. If I'm not mistaken, you were not the only one that looked at the information or on the book. There was like several other teachers from
Yes.
different campuses. If I'm not mistaken, PHS, we have one or two.
Junior high.
And then we have one from each middle school, one from Estacado and one from Coronado.
Yes.
And this is what they said, I mean, as a group that they really want. I mean, with all the information that was presented. And so it was a virtual conference, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
And
But as far as all the other books, I mean, this was the best one, like I said, it's more advanced. I really like that the kids can do it at home or put it on their phone. I mean, you could actually, it had like fitness things that you could do, so if you wanted to do a day of fitness, you know, into a lesson, I mean, you could put it up on your screen and interact with the lesson of the day. I mean, it's really advanced. I liked it.
It sounds good that it's integrated like virtually, because I know that even like with some of the college courses that Wayland does, that they've been moving towards using the books that are available on the student's phone, because even college students are more likely to pick up their phone and actually do the work if it's available in that format. So I think that's very
And it also,
beneficial.
yeah, it also helps like with absences and stuff. I mean, like we get a class set, so we don't want to always give out our books. So if they can do it on their phone, we can email them and let them know, or send them the link, to do the assignment. It makes it a lot easier. So we won't have to order as many books also.
okay.
So that's a good thing.
Is this junior high or high school?
High
school.
well, but they teach at the junior high's 8th grade health, which is for the high school credit.
Oh, okay.
So they would be using it as well, the 8th graders.
And is health staying at the 8th grade level, or is
To my
going to try
knowledge,
to?
it'll still be opposite careers class.
Okay, careers
Semester
is
of
still,
careers and a semester of health.
all right, but it's not trying to be pushed down to 7th grade.
Not for next year that I am aware of.
Mhm.
I'm not the all-knowing source on that, but I know that we don't have a lot of semester courses.
Mhm.
And careers is a semester course and it is taught at 8th grade. And health is a semester course, so they complement each other in the master schedule. So to my knowledge, that's remaining the same.
Okay.
Any more questions? Do we want to go ahead and vote on that or wait till the end?
We can do it right now.
Okay.
I guess with this, based upon the information presented, if I get a motion to accept the textbook and send this to the board for approval, final approval for book adoption, if I get somebody to make a motion to
I'll move.
accept and to send,
I'll move to accept and send to the board.
all right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, no opposed? Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Puberty Talk. Every year, right before spring break, the elementary school nurses will do a puberty lesson with our 5th graders. They're split up by gender. The girls go with the nurse, and then the boys will go with a coach or a male that works on the campus. They go over, they show a video. We will put the links to these videos on the school website with the health information, so it's easily accessible to anybody who would like to watch them. They're about 18 minutes apiece. There's one for boys and one for girls. With the girls, it goes over how just basic puberty, how their bodies will change. They get taller, they grow breasts, body hair. They start to get oily skin and hair. They might start to have body odor because their sweat glands, they're activated a different kind of sweat gland. They get moody, and then of course they start to menstruate. And it gives examples of how to, to take care of those things, like, showering every day for BO, washing your face and moisturizing for your oily skin. Then it gets into growing breast and the menstruation, that every girl is different. It happens on their own time. It teaches how there's different size bras, that everybody develops differently. You usually have a genetic type thing with that. And then for menstruation, it talks about when to expect that to come, how to chart when it comes so you have an idea of when to expect it. And then it goes into detail of why you have a period, what causes it, because that leads up to pregnancy. It goes over the different, the uterus and the ovaries and the hormones. And it talks about PMS with cramping and mood swings, bloating, and then it talks about how to use pads. And then they also pass out little goodie bags to all the girls that have a sample of pads and deodorant, and then the nurse will actually open pads and show them how to use them. And then it encourages the girls to talk to their mom or their aunt or grandma or somebody who's been through it if they have any questions. And then after the video, they do the nurses open to questions to anybody that might have one while they're there right after the video. For the boys, it starts out pretty much the same. It talks about how they're going to grow taller, stronger, their male genitalia will grow, their voice deepens, they get oily skin hair, pubic hair, body hair, and then they start to get body odor. And so again, it teaches them how to handle the smell, how to prevent it, wear deodorant. And then it talks about how the larynx grows and deepens and their voice will crack. It talks about shaving, which usually happens, high school or later. And then it gets into the reproduction system of the sperm, and that's how babies are made. And then it talks about nocturnal emission and how that's completely normal. And then about the hormone testosterone, and that's what causes puberty to start. And then again, after that video, they open it up to any boys who have questions. And they also get a little packet with deodorant and soap. And each class has a pamphlet for the instructor that talks about everything in the video, and then they also have a smaller version of pamphlets that goes to the students that shows the girls will have the female reproductive system, and the males will have the boys, and then just reiterates what the videos were over. And then with the new House bill, it is now required for parents to opt into this. It used to be an opt-out only, where it was the nurses would let the parents know, hey, this is going to happen on this day, and then the parents had a form to fill out if they didn't want their child to participate. But now it's required that the parent fills out a form for their child to actually participate. And then in 4th grade, they do basic hygiene lessons. That's just about showering and brushing teeth and wearing deodorant. And that's not where they pull them into the group. The nurse just kind of goes from class to class and lets them know, hey, you're getting older, it's time to shower every day and start wearing deodorant. So, anybody have questions? No? Okay. These books are available in the nurse's office. They have plenty, so if parents want to come look, they can come and ask to look at one. Their kids will have the pamphlet when they come home after the talk. And then again, I'll put the links to the videos on our website.
Okay. So, in a sense, the health and this kind of goes together. As in, it said 4th grade will be more the hygiene. The puberty talk will be 5th grade. But if I remember 7th grade, like I know that goes into abstinence and stuff like that. You got the game plan, and then 8th grade is grade quest, and then high school is aspire and navigator with that. So we got these different curriculums at the different levels. Now, with the textbook, if I'm not mistaken, there will be a copy in the library.
Okay.
For if a parent ever want to come and look at the curriculum and stuff like that, each school will have a copy of the book in the library with that. And we're going to try to be as transparent as possible with what's being taught with the curriculum. And so I just wanted to mention that. And then also it goes perfectly with the way the schools are splitting. Yep. Because at the elementary now it's only going to go up to 4th grade. So in 4th grade, talking about the hygiene, and then as soon as we separate into the 5th, 6th grade campus, that's where you get the start at the puberty talk with that. And so.
Okay.
Lindsay, the opt-in paper, will it just go right before the talks, or will it be part of registration, or?
That was a discussion we had in the past. The opt-out letter went about a month before with several reminders. And it's always hard to get those back. It can be. So we discussed doing it at registration where it would be like an online form that when they register their kid, they would sign off on it. However, the concern with that was they register in August, and registration can be stressful, especially for new to the district. There's so much to have to do and fill out, and a lot of these kids or parents are, you know, like, I want to get my kids in school. So they might just skim through that and not realize what they just signed off on, or they did, and then, you know, the talk isn't until March and they've forgotten, and then, you know, the student goes home and guess what I learned about today, and, you know, therefore a brief moment the parent might, or a separate living situation if they live with mom and then they, you know, go tell dad, and dad, what is this about, you know? So we finally decided to just keep it with passing out notifications about a month in advance. And then there's a Google form,
We
I
tried that
believe,
this year.
that works better than the papers, but they will do both. All right, up next we have the SPAN data testing that was presented last time, but we have more information.
Yes. Again, this is, I guess, run kind of through UT. Susan Nix and also Carolyn, been in contact with them about coming into the district to measure the height and the weight of our students. Plainview actually participated in this years ago, so it's nothing new to Plainview. But what they were requiring was asking like 50 second graders, 50 fourth graders, about 50 eighth graders, and then about 50 juniors to participate in this, if you want to say, collection of data. Now, when they collect the data, this information can be used by the school system to apply for grants with that. And so after speaking with them, first we decided we were not going to have them come in this spring with everything going on. So I called them, and we're looking at them coming in and actually doing the data part on September 12th and 13th. It's a Monday and a Tuesday. It's about a week before the 6 weeks is over with this. And the campus that we're looking at is North Elementary. And then the 7th, 8th grade campus, it is officially named Plainview Junior. All right. And then also we're going to use, to get the 11th grader, we're going to go to the band because it gives us a variety, I mean, with that. And so I already contacted the incoming principal of North Elementary, also contacted Rachel Long, and then I contacted Anthony Gonzalez with this. And they said it will only take a day, really. So the way it's going to be set up is with the elementary, and I can make copies and give this later, about August 29th, they're going to distribute an opt-in consent for the 2nd and 4th graders with this. And it's going to run about 2 weeks to get the opt-in forms. And they're actually going to, on the 12th, 13th, they're going to actually go to the school, and it's going to be during PE to collect the data. With that, the measuring the height, the weight, it's going to be done during PE. With 8th grade and 11th grade, going to start August 29th, but it's going to be opt-out with that because they definitely know more. Hey, this is my body weight, it's my height with that. And so they're going to come in. They said it should only take a day or two with this, coordinate it, get all the information, get all the data, and then do their analyzing, and then send the information back to see where Plainview lies when it comes to the children's health growth and stuff like that. And so, again, they are going to, like I said, this is going to happen on September 12th and 13th with that. And so I already contacted, like I said, the schools to see if this is okay with that. And they said yes. And so hopefully, I think it'll be a good thing overall. They do have a little survey they had to fill out, like what do they eat for breakfast? Is it more egg sausage or is it hot Cheetos? With that, so they can get
That's a legitimate question.
with that, so they can get an idea like where we're heading with that, because as we all know, we're dealing with some health issues that we have never dealt with before. And you being a nurse, you probably see them coming into the office all the time with stomach issues. I learned something I didn't know, that Kool-Aid can cause stomach problems, and that really hurt me. But it is what it is with that. And so, but this will just give us more information that we can provide better options for our students in the future. So that is what I have. Okay?
Okay.
A quick question.
Mhm.
That, the grant money that we're gonna get with these, does it just go to these schools, or is that for the district?
No, it's district-wide, and you're gonna say something, Robert?
So that's a good question.
With that.
I think that what they had said last time was that it wasn't, that it wasn't, we wouldn't receive a grant for
Right,
this.
we can
that the
apply.
data would give us the ability to apply
Apply
for
for
grants
grants.
that would,
Yes.
you know, be
Okay.
dependent on that data.
Right, and like, one thing that we could do is like, okay, let's say we are having a vaping problem. We can apply for a grant to have vaping education with that, to bring that into the school system. So, like I said, it just opened the doors to apply for grants wherever it's being offered, because we have the data with that.
Okay. Any more questions, comments? Okay, well, this was our last SHAC meeting of the year. At this point in time, do not know when the one for next year will be. But I appreciate all of y'all participating and showing up and supporting our students in this district. And I will go ahead and call this meeting at 5 o'clock. We are done.
Thanks to you as well for leading it.
Oh, thank you.